Hi, it's April 2nd, and I have, at 58 years old, decided to join the technological revolution, and I got myself an iPhone. So here we go. Um, so it's second day of April, and I am getting ready to go out and get the garden ready to plant for this year. I've already started yesterday. It's been nice, and so I'm going to take you out and show you what I've done so far. So I did some landscaping over the winter. I'm been mulching my garden area, and I've decided to stop doing that. I'm going to get these red gravel in here because I just had too much problem with weeds, and the mulch breaks down over a period of years, and you end up getting soil under there, and then you just can't stop the weeds. So I'm going to convert everything to these red stones. And second thing I did on the earlier video, I increased the height of this bed to see how it would work. I got tired of bending over, so I won't have to bend over as far to pick my whatever I have back here. I have to do a couple things. I've got a gap right in there between these two boards, so I'll have to close that, and then I got to fill it in. I'm going to fill it in with some stuff I'm going to take out from another part of the garden. So I got my 10-foot beds, and in my beds here in the corner garden, I planted some cover crops, some grass, ryegrass, and that did pretty good over the winter. And I don't have anything to till that in with in the spring, so I just pull it back out. It's mostly for erosion protection. So I'm going to take these beds. I got to get all the grass, and I had weeds grow out of them too, and I'm going to get these cleaned up. I already got this near one done, you can see that. Smooth down and get them ready to plant. And here's one of my winter projects. I built a cold frame, so I did a little variation of this. I did the squared off top instead of a slanted top. Worked pretty good. Also bought a automatic opener for it. You can see it's propped open a little bit, and it's worked pretty good. I was able to put some lettuce and radishes out in there, and they did okay. Not as good as I'd hoped, but I'm going to get a little close up on that now. Okay, all I did for the top was 1/2-inch PVC and some 3mm plastic. It wasn't greenhouse plastic or anything. So anyway, that's the opener right there. It's heat activated, so it's got some kind of wax in there, and as it warms up, it pushes the piston and opens the cold frame up. This is lettuce that I had put in my soil blocks, and I just put those in here yesterday. I'd been sitting them in trays for the last month or so. So I've got that. In the back I planted some peas, and in the front here I've planted a couple rows of French breakfast and a round cherry radishes. So this is the other 6-foot bed. In this bed yesterday I planted 2 rows of peas along the back edge, and then green beans, the Jade 2 variety that I really like, and I put those in yesterday. I have a contraption I'm going to show you that helps me space my seeds out, but I went with a 3-inch spacing on my green beans just to see how good those do. In the past years I've planted them 4 inches apart, so I'm going to try to squeeze as much as I can out of that space. And I've put up some wiring here, and I'm going to just cover that just to keep it warm enough during the day and to get them to germinate really well. Next thing I did over the winter was I installed my 2 water barrels, rain barrels. Another one of my projects over the winter was to install these rain barrels. Now I've had these, and I've been using them, but not like I'm going to use this year. So I've got 2 50-gallon barrels. Got these at Home Depot. Now I've got them connected down here at the bottom. You'll see. So I've got that hose there because I want them to fill up, because I've only got one connected to the downspout. And then what I'm going to do is use this to water most of my beds, and I've started that here. I'll show you when I get that together how I'm going to lay that out. But I'm going to do the watering on 7 of my beds with my rain barrels. And here's my garlic. This came up early February when we had like 60 and 70 degree weather. So it's doing okay. I had it covered just because we got down to some low 20s and some teens a few nights, so I kept it covered just in case, but it's doing really well, and I'm hoping to have some really nice garlic around July. And this was one of my potato boxes last year, and this year I've decided to grow Brussels sprouts. So I transplanted my Brussels sprouts. You see them right there, and they're just itty bitty little things right now. But I put 9 in here, and this is my first year doing Brussels sprouts, so we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I'm going to plant some more lettuce in here just to space it out a little bit and to get some lettuce before they overtake that. And we'll see how this goes. This went in the garden yesterday too. And the last part of the process will be taking the cover off of this. I didn't get any cover crop planted in this, so I just covered it for the winter. Held up pretty well, but you'll see got a few holes in here. We got a cat running around the neighborhood, and he's been using my beds as a litter box. So I covered this thing just so he wouldn't use it anymore. Anyway, I'm going to pull that off, and carrots are going to go in here. Okay, so that's my first update for the season. There's a lot to do, and I just wanted to give you an overview of what's been happening, and what I'll do is shoot a few videos over the next few days and show you what I've done and how I did it. So until then, see you later.